okay, well, of my 100 switches that I had to upgrade, I've got 8 of these that have failed. And you can then remediate that and start to figure out what's wrong. Okay? It's essentially a reboot and rebooting at a particular time, and it's rebooting using that new image. So then, once that's all done, there's a post-change check and ongoing monitoring. So you're monitoring, you've now got a new piece of software, and you're trying to check that it's stable. That's essentially what this is. Now, what Bob would like to happen in an ideal world, what I've just described is quite a manual process, isn't it? With lots of stops along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I imagine at some point he's going to be saying, okay, so in the design we need to automate, speed this up a bit, and he's going to be so that'll be for in the design for us to try to see to what extent Magic can automate these steps, and is that a good idea and all that kind of thing. And that hopefully I've described what needs to happen. That's the point of this high level design. So here you need a bit of an understanding of Magic. If you speak to Greg Macquarie, he'll help you with that. But basically, from memory now, the way Magic works, it has different type of jobs. There's what they call a backup job. There's a configuration job. There are policy jobs. And then there's scheduling. You can schedule these different types of jobs. So some of them require actual scripting. So this is something called a configuration job. Is where you have to write a script. A backup job, that's something that's built into the project, into the product. But you still need an understanding of the Cisco commands. And obviously that might vary from switch to switch. So a policy job goes and looks at the backup jobs and identifies, whether certain conditions are met. Okay, and so he was talking about a pre-production environment to test all this kind of thing. So that might have to be something that you add into the design. So yeah, that is so just to summarize then, back to this, there's the SFTP environment, you have to document the handoff. There's the linking to Magic, which should, at its worst, be basically how the changes required to allow Magic to get to those SFTP servers. And then there's the process part of the design, which is the scripting that allows you to do this. Okay, and that's where you'll lean on Greg a lot to get screenshots from. You'll have to get access to Magic. You'll have to get a RAID PC if you don't already have one.
I don't have a RAID PC now, just a blue one.
So you'll need a RAID PC to do that. You could use the engineers, but whoever writes a low level is going to have an understanding of that.
Mike, just a quick one. So there was stuff around, was it Kedron?
Kedron's got nothing to do with this at the moment. I don't believe. Because Kedron, we're talking about SolarWinds then. So this Magic bit is Kyndryl, because they're putting the SFTP servers in AWS. We need them. We need Kedron to do the Blue Network, because Magic's not allowed to monitor the Blue Network. Okay, Magic can only monitor the Red Network. Okay, so when it comes to doing this equivalent in Blue, what Bob wants us to do is to prove this in Red. But when we come to do this in Blue, then it's all SolarWinds, not Magic. So all that falls away, and it becomes so that falls away, and that'll be SolarWinds up here in Azure, not AWS. Because Azure is the more secure one. Okay. Appreciate it's a little daunting, but
Yeah.
this is why I'm
Yes.
struggling to progress.
Yeah, but there's one question that Kendra had, and it was regarding the load balancing. So they've asked if we should use like a shared drive. Obviously, I mean, they're working on the AWS side, and my knowledge on AWS is quite limited. So
Well, just think about it. Forget about AWS. Just what is it they're saying? Are they saying you've got two SFTP servers? Is that what they're saying?
yeah, and
So they're wondering, are you load balance between the two?
exactly, yes. Because I did say we're going to have an active kind of thing, but they're saying, oh, if there's a duplicate, for example.
There's duplicate. I don't know. I think from memory, when I discussed this with Bob, these are not going to be at HAP or anything. They're two separate servers. So I think the idea is odd number switches will maybe go to this server or to that one.
Yeah,
so it's just load balancing for purposes of, I might be wrong. It's load balancing
because what they're suggesting is a shared drive instead of a load balance. Yeah.
Well, you need to discuss that with Bob. He had something very specific in mind with it. It may be that load balancing could be used, but I suspect not. But you need to speak to Bob on that. Exactly what he has in mind now. That's not my forte. So a lot of these things go back to Bob, I'm afraid. Yes, I just don't know. If I guess I would say no, not a shared drive. It's two separate servers. As I've they're not necessarily in those same availability zones, but they probably do need to be in the same availability. And the idea is that when you're controlling switches using Magic, you could script so that one switch goes to that server, and then the next goes to that server, or the image. The idea is that, I mean, is that what load balancing can do? Or let's check with Bob. But I mean, I don't think he'd be happy with it.
Yeah.
What have they had to do it? Is load balancing included?
No, I don't think I got to that.
Okay, if it's not, but I would go back to Bob and say, can we just have a quick chat about load balancing the two servers? And I think he probably given that a bit of detail on what you mean by that. So you could say to him at the moment, my understanding is we're implementing two servers so that when the switch is drawn, the images going to a single not going to be server. So it's case SFTP. That's the other thing. If the ASFTP fails, you've got one. So it's in that sense, but that means you need to look. Yeah, I don't know.
Second SFTP server is just a failover.
A failover. Having another, it's to share the load. Share the load, but if I remember correctly, distinctly two separate servers. In one, you didn't want one server back up to two separate servers. You I'm afraid you have to. Okay.
Is that, yeah, I mean, I've got, and I've got bits around that. I'm going to be able to draw up a draft with some date.
Yeah, I don't think time would change for the MES engineer and the magic people. That's the same. Yeah, nothing's changed. Let's do. You've got to go to these places instead. Before.
Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that so far.
Greg is going to have to drive in terms of what it looks the script like. This is very important because if you get the companies at the moment, when they put this manual FTP and random are kept to do it. So if you can run this FTP, so that would actually move the whole process forward quite a bit.
Yeah, there was some so we go through the file. No, might be some bottom, some scripts at the bottom of like separate files as well.
You have
yes, I've typed.
Says not applicable.
Oh.
I did this with Bob. If I remember. Often you kill it.
Not
Mandeep, I thought he signed this off. He didn't Bob sign it off or something.
I think he was reviewing. He got to the point of reviewing it, and then he was in the process of reviewing it. Just
procedural information. This is just, isn't it? And then you say some scripts.
there was some at the bottom. Yeah. Oh.
Examples of reviewed another version of that was taken out maybe. Yes, I did a bit of research here. So let's see. So so there's something in the system. So take it from the top, the pre-production. So what Greg Mac could ring fence sort of report environment using filtering. Exactly, I don't remember exactly what filtering means. So I think what Bob's going to want to do is this type environment. So essentially, it's in the production instance of Magic. It's filtered away from the live stuff. It's on environment and only that environment. So using these mechanisms. Discuss. I'm saying, so what you do is you set up environment where you can do this testing because you're going to.
Yeah.
So and schedule you'll need a test device, an actual 300 switch or a
The EDF photo.
for the engine. So
Sorry, Mike.
I need to drop as well. We're over time.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to drop you.
Sure.
Cheers.
So my advice to you design means.
Yeah.
So if you look,
Mhm.
so if you in your design section together on the net, so you'll need AWS to stand for that.
Mhm.
Although within that server, in a folder that's for testing, reprod, right? A device. Now this doesn't, but it could also be a switch in priority test one. But I think the problem is you go. So you measure and get them to identify a 9300X, like maybe a 90.
Yeah.
Get a stable netting. You have full access that does. So a backup job is it's like backing, but it's again, but it's not configs and backing them up, so the latest config store, do things with that. Very simple configuration. Go and check that you do a right mem to make sure the config on a clean flash command stuff on the flash. Okay. Which looks at the stuff you so the upgrade job.
Mhm.
Show spending. This wouldn't take this too literally. This was the script might look like. So, the one where this
I think it's the one that you sent to me.
is there.
The one I've got access to.
You go. So there's your high level. As much in that one. It's really going to be a repeated. Yeah, you can see how basically your approved TED, and then basic stuff, and you start building more detail. Might be useful. I think these are the cross connects. And that there,
Mm-hmm.
and the EDF. I think
Ops
Sure,
what or
that-
something.
the handoff here.
Mm.
Handoff.
Okay.
So it's your sectors actually. And then you're going to define. Oh, I didn't exactly these.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's, you know,
Mm.
the section how you get to that stuff. I don't remember there. Say Stuart Hawkins a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
What that design looks like. To be honest, yeah. Trying to get into this.
Yeah.
I did a lot of research on this because at first upgrade in 20 hours, so I was like testing even. I wasted a lot of time because they told me to do that
Mm.
research on trying to figure out. Talk of using Ansible and
Yeah, I've heard of Ansible, yes.
maybe he thinks that so you need like a I just you just what you can do you should just get it so that
Yeah.
in terms of they you got that sorted then because the thing Greg's not going to understand. You have to go in load a switch. It's what command to run. Just copy whatever it is we use these. The switch. The IP address of the SFP and the path. Right? And the two. And it'll have to go to flash. There's a mechanism maybe where on the switch. So the exact commands work, and then you test nothing you
Yeah.
won't understand. Just jump on the switch, get a test switch. If you speak to the guys, they'd be able to tell. Look it up in the command reference. Test all this anyway, so even if
I think, did you do some? Because I think
set colored,
yeah, no problem.
colored, you're saying.
Yeah, I was saying command line syntaxes.
You need to obviously be sure of that. So yeah, I mean it's that's not being unkind. On the paths to retiring to get me to focus.
Not a problem. Yeah. I'll go with this. Yeah.
Well,
Mm. Yeah.
but I have to go.
I mean, I think because
Sure, by all means, I'll fit you in on this. as best
yeah,
I
for
can.
sure. Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Sure,
Bye.
bye.